I just recorded an hour-and-a-half long segment of me attempting to decipher Ex-Imperatus's logo, also known as this horrendously long name up at the top here. Like, apparently the rest of this is supposed to be some unholy combination of words in other languages. I don't even know if I'm convinced about that, but it's not an acronym. Anyways, I just spent an hour and a half recording that and like losing my frickin' mind because I was so confident that I was just about done. And then I got to a point where I couldn't find a place for any of these letters, including, well, I guess the W and the E I saw, but all four of these are just not present. There's like not enough space for them. So like, I don't know if nobody has ever tried to fit the letters into this logo because it doesn't seem like everything's there. Like the designer just forgot to include some stuff. So I'm just going to go from the top. This isn't going to be nearly as entertaining because I already figured everything out that I needed to, at least most of it. I also just tried to re-record this and realized I still had not turned on my mic. So starting off with lowercase e, which is not what would be expected typically because, I mean, it's the first letter of the band's name and it's also huge in comparison to the rest of the letters. So X, I, M, P, E, R, I, T, U, S. Let's see if I can remember all the letters without looking back at it. Because what I did is, like, I knew barely a quarter of the band's full name, Ex-Imperatus. So I did that at first, and then I started going one by one through the letters, like, looking at the acronym. I'm like, wait a minute, I could make this a whole lot more interesting by just trying to guess. I'm going to sort of do that again based on the fact that I haven't looked at this for, like, a couple hours. E, so S-E-R... This I remember very clearly because I was pretty angry about it. This is supposed to be a Q. There's nothing in here that looks like a Q to me. In fact, I'm inclined to believe that it was miscommunicated because a lowercase g and a lowercase q are both very close, so it is conceivable that those two would be mistaken. Yeah, that there's no Q here. The form is not closed, and this right here is part of the E, the next E. So this is a colossal mystery to me. E, T. Yeah, this is not going to be, like I said, not going to be nearly as interesting because I remember everything that I was supposed to do here. We got H, was it a Z or was it an S? I'm going to go with the Z. We got another E here, lowercase b, I, B. There is a sort of weird consistency, save for the first lowercase e, where I believe all the other e's in the logo are uppercase, all the b's are lowercase, the h's are lowercase as well. So I got to applaud that. Got an S here. And there are also various, I don't know if I'm supposed to call them accents or like modification marks to a select few letters, including the S in the middle, and I am inclined to believe that some of those marks have translated into the logo, which is pretty interesting. I don't think we've seen any like that before. We got an L, not that you can conceivably distinguish between a lowercase I or a lowercase L and an uppercase I. Okay, I got P, T, PT, yeah, that's right. U, G, A, 2 Ks in a row. That's 1 K. That's another K. A. Barely a T. There's like a little bit too much going on here to make anything out properly. H. Yeah, and this is where things get a little shaky because I am not especially convinced that all of the letters that are supposed to be there are actually there. Is it a U? We got an L, a W, an E, an I, L, or the reverse of those two. I'm not sure. Z, A, X, U. This right here, I remember being an L because I was like, oh, that's clearly a T. That's got to be a T. That looks like all the other T's in the logo so far. But this is one of those marks I was talking about that changes the sound function of the letter. You got a U here. The whole thing comes to a close with a big ol' M. Or so I think. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste their logo again just to make sure I actually have the name right. Nope, that did not change anything. There is actually a Q in there. There's supposedly a Q right in here. That just doesn't seem to have attended class today. And then down here, we have the S right there, which is the next most recognizable letter. I guess we can go with the A. No, the Z. That's right here. But then there's not enough space. There's 8 letters I need to fit in between those things, including a W, which is essentially 2 letters. Most ironic thing about all of this is that this sequence of words reads "we liar," which I think might be telling of what is actually happening here. W-E-L-I-A-R? Like, all of the letter forms up to this point are pretty recognizable. And then it gets here, and I'm just dumbfounded. Like, I'm trying as hard as I can to fit those forms in here, and it's not working. I feel like I need to, like, back up and try to fit the letters in differently. This has got to be the S. There's no 2 ways around it. It's S-U-L. I mean, I guess I'm pretty confident about, though, these first 3 forms, U-L-W, even if the L is a little bit wonky. Then where is the rest? Absolutely has to be the Z right here. And then everything after that just falls right into place. So the letters that are actually missing, as far as I'm concerned, are the A and the R. I'm going to go crazy if I keep looking at this. I'm going to look up the solution online. Imperatives logo designer. Logo by Steve Crow. Okay, this is pretty sick. Oh, what the hell? No, their band name is just binary. That's the dumbest shit I have ever seen. Oh my god, what is not that one? What's going on here? There's a whole bunch of gold in here. So nobody has attempted an interpretation of this one. Why is there always like 1 or 2 letters that I feel the need to contact the designer about? Okay, I'm closing the stream. 1, because there's not much I can do before I actually figure out what's going on here. And 2, because my hard drive is currently filled with an 1.5 hour long video that was supposed to have voiceover and did not. So yeah, that's a real kicker. So I left off in October of 2023 saying that I was going to message the designer on Facebook and hope for some sort of an explanation for the A and the R and this G, or this Q that looks like a G. Got a response relatively quickly, although it was automated, so that wasn't super reassuring. Then I actually got to speak to someone who didn't seem like they were the designer themselves. So I assume there's some sort of, maybe it was an associate of theirs, or maybe there's multiple people running the page. I don't know. Point is, they basically told me, oh no, you just have to believe us, all the letters are there. I feel like it would be irresponsible of me to simply believe that answer. That is part of an explanation for why I haven't touched this since then. Like, it's now what is it? It's May 1st of 2024. I haven't touched this for almost a year. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get in contact with the designer directly. I tried following up with that answer that was given to me, and I didn't have any luck. So I don't know. Hold on. I've already reviewed the footage from last year to see, like, get myself up to speed so I could actually talk about this properly. I don't see what I could have done wrong. And even if I am missing something, like, it's just total nonsense that these forms are somehow fit into this space. I can tolerate some of the letters being like this Z is up here. Most of the letters are the full height of the logo. I mean, there's a nice general rhythm going on here with all the other letters. So if the Z, the A and the R are squeezed in here like this or something, then I don't buy it. I simply don't buy it. I guess this one's kind of effectively unsolvable for the time being. I would go back through this and try to fit in the letters where they're supposed to be according to the actual name, but I think that would just be a waste of my time. I'm sorry to have let you all down. We are like 98-ish% of the way there to the solution, but given I can't find 3 of the letters, I don't know what to do, other than to say that this logo is unfinished or incomplete, or maybe I'm just really dumb. Hopefully, as a result of this video, we'll get some sort of resolution to the problem. Maybe I'll hear back from the designer, maybe the band will get in contact with me, I don't know. Regardless, I will keep you all updated, and I really hope we get some closure, because this has left me really unsatisfied, as I'm sure all of you are. So, once again, we got X Imperatus minus, what is it? The Q, this A, and this R that just decided to not show up to class today. That's all for now. Peace.